have to say one thing. Kathleen Kennedy, in all her ways of doing things anymore, she actually gave us a little bit of a heads up of what to expect of Star Wars when she had this picture of the Force is female. When I first saw this many years ago, I'm like, what? The Force is female? What the heck does that even mean? Now I know. For all the stuff that's been coming out in theaters and now mostly on Disney Plus, we basically know where she wants to take the franchise, or been taking the franchise, I should say. Now, I have not watched the Acolyte, but I've seen other reviews and people talking about it online, and I'm not surprised. I'm not, mentally exhausted because I didn't watch it. I choose not to watch anything else on Disney Plus after what happened to Boba Fett and what's the other one? See, I don't really care. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I walked away, and I ain't gonna go back unless they have to earn their trust back. Now I'll watch Disney Star Wars in theaters because they can't have the numbers when they make a movie in theaters. They can have the numbers on Disney Plus. They can make these projects or freaking create these marketing strategies or whatever on their series that don't make no freaking sense. They can have the numbers. But they cannot have the numbers when it's actually in theaters. People can see if it's a dud or a bomb. They can do that. They can't have that. But Disney Plus, it's popular, everybody likes it, blah blah blah. It's all it is. It's in. As you can see, this is a rant. But this is a thing that I've been thinking about this last couple of days because people talking about the Acolyte, right? It's time for Star Wars to do a reboot or something. They've not done nothing since they bought Disney, or I'm sorry, have bought Star Wars. They had a Star Wars in theaters since 2019 with The Rise of Skywalker, right? They've had some passion projects that put on Disney Plus, and we all know how that's worked out. Excuse me. But really, okay, let's do this. Marvel. So in the last 4 or 5 years, Marvel has not reached the height as it did in 2019 with Endgame. So now there are rumors or people said that Deadpool and Wolverine is a soft reboot. If that's true, they know they messed up. So they're trying to change what they've been pumping into movies for the last 4 years. They're going to try to change that, hopefully. We'll see. And gradually change the movie making experience into something else that the audience will like, and they will pay money to watch it and go back to what the heyday was before Endgame, which I don't think they'll ever get to that point again. I think they reached their top, and I don't think they'll ever reach that again. Now, they'll probably make some decent movies along the way, and I think it's accidentally will make them great ones. But I think if they're trying to do a soft reboot, they know they had a dud on their hands, and they just pushed that, I call it content crap, because that's all it was. I didn't watch every freaking movie because I watched the trailer and that's not made for me. I'm not going to watch it. Just like series on Disney Plus, that's not made for me. I'm not going to watch it. Which I've done my religiously of I won't watch Star Wars content on Disney Plus, and I realized there was nothing there. There's nothing freaking there. There's a show that I watched a couple years ago that was called Twisted Metal. It was on Paramount Plus, I believe. And the reason I bring this up is it's a 30-minute episode, and I think it was. Let me see how many episodes there was. There was 9 episodes, I think. And I'm sorry, 11. I think there are 11 episodes. Hang on a second, let me see here. There was 10 episodes, 30-minute episodes, and it was a fantastic show. Basically, how I watched it is because I was recommended by somebody on YouTube that I respect their opinion. And I said, I'll give it a try, and that was really good. And the reason I bring this up is compared this show with any show on Disney Plus, especially, well, I would say Marvel and even Star Wars. They're 30-minute episodes, 8 episodes, but 30 minutes per episode, right? When you watch it, it's very slow. There's long walks in this hallway. They're gradually going up steps. And you see something in the background. Or they sit there and cross their arms and just talk about their feelings. Or how dare somebody did this. Or there is nothing going on. Now, maybe the last 5 minutes of the last episode on season 1 or 2, you might get some kind of revelation of who somebody is. But you wasted freaking 2 hours to get to that point. Now, with the movie or the show Twisted Metal, they hit the ground running. Of course, it's based on a video game. I didn't play the video game. I knew a little bit about it, but never played it. I watched the series. It caught my interest. I enjoy the characters, the acting, the plot, the pacing of the show in each episode was very interesting. I was locked in. There was no walking down slow the steps and crossing their arms, talk about their feelings and how dare they do that to me. And it was nothing like that. It was non-stop entertainment. And I realized after I watched it, this is what I want in every show. I love shows because you get a better arc of characters. You see different perspectives. You have time for the characters to be fleshed out, right? You get a perspective of who they are, where they come from, so on and so forth. And it was entertaining from the first episode to the last episode. And I look at Disney Plus. That don't exist. They put characters in there, and I think they think because they put these characters under the umbrella of the name of Star Wars that people are going to absolutely love them. That is not the case. That character has to earn their trust. You have to earn our trust to get them back. You have to show us why we should invest our time and everything to these characters that you develop. Now, Mandalorian I like Mandalorian. I like season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian. Didn't watch the third one because we all know why. But I like the concept. I like it because it was like you could do like a venture for each episode, and you can have Baby Yoda with you, whatever. But you just ruined that concept in season 3 because you want to bring Baby Yoda back and Mando and the last 3-4 episodes of Boba Fett. It was just Mando season 2.3. It was stupid. But the reason they're done that because they want to get merchandise so they can merchandise it in Disneyland, Disney World, or whatever. That's all it is. That's fine. That's just how it is. Because that was the most selling point of money for George Lucas was the merchandise for Star Wars. But if you go to a merchandise place in Kmart, that's not even a thing no more. Walmart or anywhere. There's not a Target. There's not much Star Wars there. That just tells you what the state of Star Wars is. And also, you can click on a YouTube channel and you can see all the people that talk about bad things about Star Wars. That wasn't a thing about 4 or 5 years ago. Now, there was some YouTubers that was talking about it before it was even happening. And I wasn't a YouTuber, but I watched that and I wasn't alone. I felt like, okay, there's some people have the same taste as me. Now, everybody and their brother talking about how bad Star Wars is. Now, there's probably some out there that would, take up anything Star Wars will do, and so they get opportunities to watch their shows and movies for free. I'm not that way. I'm not over here in the camp of Star Wars is dead. I don't do that. I don't go over here and say Star Wars is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm in the middle. I've always been in the middle. I get frustrated. I'm like, Disney, why are you doing this? I had a cookout with one of our friends a couple days ago, and they're like, did you watch The Acolyte? I'm like, no, man. And I was like, I felt like an old man on the porch, or a black pill. Oh, I don't watch that stuff no more. I felt bad, man. I got triggered. and I need to do a better job when I'm in public, and say, well, not really. But no, I was like, just I let it fly like I do here, because it's just not a good investment. I'm not a financial guru, so don't listen to me. But if I got money and I'm going to invest in the company, Disney Plus is the last company that I'll ever invest in, because they don't have nothing to invest in. They don't actually invest in themselves. Let me explain. Because if they invest their time and effort into making a freaking good show, a Star Wars story, or a Marvel Star Wars, or a Marvel, got tongue-tied, Marvel story, then they might actually do good. Now, let me say what I said earlier. We all know there's not been a Star Wars story in theaters since 2019. Right? Right. Because like I said, they can't hide the numbers. So they're probably thinking now, well, what kind of stories should we make for the theaters? And maybe they're throwing things on Disney Plus to see the rumblings or rumors or what people's reaction is. So they're like, okay, this works, this don't. Because they can do whatever they want. They can make every character gay and put it on Disney Plus. Nobody's going to watch it unless YouTubers probably watch it to review it. Basically, that's only people watch it mostly. I mean, I watch YouTube to see people's reaction. Even though they might like it, I still don't want to watch it. Making sense? Maybe I'm not. If most people think, well, I'm not a good Star Wars fan because I don't want to watch it, but that's valid. But like I said, I don't want to invest my time into something that I know is just wasting my time. Again, Twisted Metal. I didn't feel like I was wasted my time of watching that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wanted more. I hope to make a season 2 of it. I can't say that for Disney, for Marvel or Star Wars or anything. Now, do I want Disney to fall or to fail? No. I believe that they can get back to the basics of stuff. Every company has its ups and downs. Every company has that. Disney was riding high. Now they're back running low. They just need to really gather their thoughts. And I honestly, back to Star Wars thing, I think Kathleen Kennedy must know the dirt on Bob Iger or people in Disney, because anybody else would be done, out, fired, absolutely gone. Because what she's done to the brand, most people would be already gone by now. So she must know or has a lot of stuff going on that they don't want to rock the boat with her. I don't know. That's a thing that I'm back in my head. I'm like, man, alive, why is she doing all this? And Disney, Bob Iger, whoever is in the driver's seat, does not do nothing about it. Are they hoping that one day she'll retire and then they can do something about it? I don't know. It's and you see these, a couple of years ago, oh, Kathleen Kennedy's fired. I'm like, oh my God, these leaks and rumors and stuff is just like, dude, I don't have time and bandwidth to listen to these and watch these videos. They get views, they get subs, that's fine. But for myself, I'm like, dude, I want something to give me hope. I watched the YouTube channel yesterday. A guy had a good illustration how I feel. It's like you just sit at the bottom of the steps at your house with, when you're 7 years old and you have a little fishing pole and you just sit there and wait for your dad to come pick you up and hoping we can get on the boat and go fishing, and he never shows up. It's a good illustration of how I feel about Star Wars. I'm hoping, not really hope, I would love to have a good story from Star Wars. And it's not Skywalker story. It could be something brand new that they took their time to make. They put their effort to make it. Twisted Metal, it appears, I don't know behind the scenes, of course, but I can tell sometimes in a show or a movie if they put their effort into making it. And when I say make it, it's a lot of things. How it's shot, the pacing of it, how the dialogue is, all that stuff. It's very well baked in, and it's done well. And that's how I can tell. But when they rush, and like I said earlier, these characters, they just walk down these hallways and there's nothing going on. There's no lightsabers, there's no fights, there's nothing. And they just cross their arms and just kind of sit there. I'm like, what the? Do something. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You don't have to have action packed to get across the plot, but keep us interest. I mean, I know sometimes the people, they have the TikTok and YouTube YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels. It's hard to keep people's attention, and you can do that with Star Wars fans just having a good story. I don't think it's that difficult. I don't think it is. I mean, to be honest with you, I have some ideas of a story that I want to create myself. It's not a Star Wars story. It's something else, and I've been trying to figure out what lands, what fits. But basically, I'm creating a story that I think I would like. That's my goal, is to write a book. And I'm not doing it to create a movie or a show or sell it to Netflix or Disney or anything like that. I'm just want to create a story. And maybe one day when I finish it, I can share it and see and hope somebody might like it. I'm not going to say, well, it has to have this, it has to have that. I don't want to offend this group, I don't want to offend this group. No, I just want to make a freaking story. Oh, that's another thing too. I know I'm going all over the place. I do apologize, but I hope this makes sense. I would want this. What triggered this is like my story that whatever I hopefully want to make one day. I want to try to make a story that's evergreen, that will never get old. It's not dated. It's something that many generations will appreciate and like, and hopefully will enjoy. With Acolyte or Kenobi and Boba Fett and The Last Jedi, with all that stuff, would it be appreciated 20 years from now? I don't think so. Now maybe I would be wrong in 20 years, but right now I don't think, because it's dated. It is very, especially Acolyte, from what I can tell, it's very dated. They're trying to be all check the box and not really substance in their story. But they're just doing it for a passion project. That's all it is. Disney's like, all right, here's $20 million. Go ahead and make it. I know it's going to be a dud, but go ahead and make it. So you just go ahead and leave us alone so you can do your own thing. We promise you to do it, and we're going to be obligated to our agreement. And they did it. That's what I think. Disney is just trying to find something that sticks. They're trying to save their parks. The parks are breaking down. Their theaters, or not theaters, their shows, their movies, they're not making a profit anymore. They're not. And it's just kind of sad to say, man. It's sad to see, I should say. It really is. And some people rejoice on that. And I don't rejoice on that. I don't want nobody to fall. I don't want no company to fall. And most people would say, well, because they deserve it, man. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. And yeah, and they need to step out of the political realm. There's a lot of things Disney needs to do, and they will, when it affects their bottom line. And I think they are slowly realizing the movies are not the way it used to be. And I think eventually they'll get back to that. I just hope because they're going to have a Star Wars movie coming out. There's no doubt. They're chewing at the bit for a story in Star Wars to be released. But they don't want for it to be a dud. They want something in the middle of the road, kind of like how Force Awakens was. It's in the middle of the road. It did not have... It was a New Hope 2.0, basically. But it was all right. It was decent. But I believe that they're going to have to do something at that point to try to draw in the fans back. if they even care. I think they don't care about the fans, but they care about the money. I guess we'll see. But I didn't mean to go this long in this video, but I had to just vent about it and just get off my chest and all that stuff. But I don't know if I ever want to post this. But anywho, thank you for staying this long. I do appreciate each and every one of you that watch my videos. And hopefully I'll make another one soon. And I'll talk to you then. Have a good day. See you later.